Hello my friends, this is Chico again. I'm not going to repeat again what I'm doing, but I just want to say to people who don't know me that I'm making some videos about holistic health and beauty. And it's like more about sharing my own experiences, because all my life I'm very interested in how to be more happy, how to be more beautiful, how to be more complete. And for me that's always a mix between working on your body. That means lots of sports, lots of good food, cleaning the body, just be nice to your body, treat it very well. Then the mind for me is like always investigate your own mind. If your mind goes more to the negative part or more to the positive part, and just repeating old things where you're convinced about. Sometimes people have like very, I would say, negative things or thoughts about life, about themselves, about things, and I think it's very needable and very necessary now in these days that people sometimes they make a mind shift to think, yes, you can think maybe negative about some subjects, but you can change it all the time. Every morning when we wake up, I always say we are new human beings. Old cells are gone and new cells are getting formed in the body. So that means we don't have to get stuck in our old beliefs, old way of thinking, old way of living, old way of acting. So we can every single day make a change. And that's why I try to help other people with here and everywhere, maybe on even with the videos now, to think like, when are you waking up and think, I want to think differently, I want to act differently, I want to be differently. And it doesn't mean that you are not good enough as you were. That was just, you are a product of your past, you are a product of your family and your culture, but we can improve these things. And that's what the videos is about. And I do exercises and I give a Happy Health Club. That means like we're just making meetings where I can teach people how we can change it. Okay, we spoke a little bit about breathing. That will come back later again, because when we start breathing properly, that means we're breathing out of our stomach, and a proper breathing that our lungs are totally filled with oxygen and totally released toxins, then you can see there's a lot of things changing already. You don't have to pay anything, just watch your breath. Go or Google maybe pranayamas. I teach you the Bastrika. I think that's a very good exercise. And today, actually, what I want to speak about is that today is the birthday of my mother. And as many people know, I love my mother very dearly. And I love actually all women. And I think that's also a big thing that I always think, like, women are like such a strong creatures, and they're so beautiful and so, I think they're great. I just love them all, I think. But what I hear a lot in my age and around me in my environment, that so many people are still having no peace with their parents. And that's why I want to speak about it today, because I really do believe, and I hope I can wake up the mind of other people that I think, listen, who are your parents? They were just two human beings who were doing their best to give you a good life, or bringing you up in a way they could, or they were able to, or on their level of consciousness. There were only things they could give you. And yeah, to not go too much in details, but yes, in my childhood was not everything so nicely, and not full of harmony, and not full of peace, and not full of these things, these beautiful things where we speak about. But it was the way it was. But still, now I'm 45, and I still think, yes, one of the most important things where I worked on was in forgiving. And I think forgiving is a word which I don't know if I maybe understood it well, but for me, I think I'm a point in my life that I understand it well enough to know that forgive. That's the only thing I can feel in my body, in my heart, in my soul. Chico, forgive. Forgive all these people who maybe gave you some problems, or maybe they hit you, maybe they abused you, maybe they did things with you which were maybe not that beautiful, not that wonderful, not that healthy, but that was it, And that's why I always try to speak a lot with people to say, come on that point and not stay in that anger, not stay in that always trying to hit other people back with words or with actions and say like, yes, but you were wrong in the past, and you did this wrong and you did that wrong. And I think if we could forgive with totally out of our heart to our parents or to friends or to people around us who hurted us or who did something wrong, I think that's one of the very, 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 very big reasons to get happy also again. You feel relieved, Because you can be angry on your parents, you can be angry on whatever. On the end of the story, you are the one who's suffering, you. And it's really true, because you don't know what the other person thinks, how he acts, where he is, what he does, what he not does. But you are able to let go of all that anger, because anger is like cancer. You know, you're so angry and it just blocks your lungs, it blocks your heart, it blocks your stomach, all your cells, they're closing. It's a proof. You can look if you want, from Bruce Lipton. It's a guy which investigated what happens in a cell. On a cell we have receptors, you know, which absorbs the food, which absorbs all the oxygen, which absorbs all the nutrition which a cell needs. If you're full of hate or aggression or full of negative thoughts, you can see the receptors on the cells, they close. So you can eat the most beautiful healthy food, you can live the most healthiest thing in the world. If your cells are closed, you don't absorb all the nutrition. You're going to be sick, you feel weak, you feel tired, you feel like horrible. Your muscles, they will shrink, your bones, they get hurtful, your organs, they will not function well. On these receptors, if you feel full of forgiveness, you can feel of peace.